It's day 33 of this video trainer, so it's the end of the week, and I don't think I've spoken to you all week through the GoPro or in the Jeep, that's for sure. It's been a very, very busy week. I'm going to try to take on a little less work, even though I know there's a couple of weeks that I'm going to be pushing it a little bit, especially with travel. It's going to be tough, but it's achievable as long as we acknowledge it to move forward and try to manage our time a little more efficiently and trim the fat, then we should be good to go. Remember, you should be doing your 150 twists every single day as well. I'm going to bump that up as of this weekend to 300. So it's 300 twists you need to be doing every single day from now on. Okay, I'm at the gym. Just finished off my pre-caged, sorry. Let's get this going on. Okay kids, day 33. Today is no fucking joke. We got back. We have the upper, outer, middle portion of the back that we're going to be targeting. Obviously we targeted the lower back when we did lunges yesterday, and the erectors, the thickness either side of the spine to help support us in our heavier lifts and everything else that we do throughout our lives. So you may feel a little bit more arm involvement today. So what I want you to think about the whole time is contracting the shoulder blades. Try not to have too much arm flexion when you are pulling, and use straps. Like some people think, oh, straps are for pussies, shouldn't be used in weight training. Look, if your forearm grip, especially under the reps that we'll be performing, is placed under stress, and then it's going to become a weakness, your back is only going to become as strong as that weakness. Gulp it down now and let's get in there. I'm going to try to go close grip on the way back, see what happens. Alright, first exercise done. Wide grip chins, and I basically used my body weight and reached failure. It's just over 20 repetitions to begin with. After that 20-second rest, went down and did 15 repetitions, and after that I finished off with 10 repetitions. On the way back down, I used resistance on the first set. I just held like a 40-pound dumbbell, did the 10 repetitions, then I went slightly lighter weight. I did 10 repetitions, hit failure, so then I dropped the weight so I could get the extra 5 out. And then I used my body weight to get the 20 repetitions out at the end. If you cannot do this, then just use the lat pull down with a wide grip to begin with, and then maybe use a close grip pull down on the way back down. All right, next exercise. Fucking done. Come on. Okay, second exercise, T-bar rows are done. So following a similar sort of fashion with a rep range, we were starting with 20 repetitions and then increased the weight to allow 15 repetitions. After the 15-second rest, we finished at 10. And then a couple of minutes went by, so I put on some more plates, went a little bit heavier to reach failure at 10, stripped the weight at 15, stripped the weight again after that 15-second rest and finished off with 20. Body should be feeling pretty shattered now after the body weight exercise and then the T-bar rows. So now we can work at isolating the area. So I'm going to allow my back to get support, my chest to get supported and really isolate the row here. I'm going to change grip slightly throughout this movement, so keep an eye out there. But if you don't have one of these hammer machines, you can use another row machine or you can use a cable row machine. Whatever feels comfortable and what allows you to mimic the same sort of movement. Hammer rows done and dusted. You'll notice that I changed the grip on there halfway, so I allowed failure at around 20 repetitions. After 20-second rest, went down to 15 and then went down to 10. After that, having a couple of minutes rest, I went a lot heavier, obviously, because I've had a couple of minutes for my energy and strength to replenish itself. You know, it's good to change the angles and grips sometimes to accentuate and target different portions of a complex muscle group, such as back, because you've got muscle fibers working in different directions. So now we're going to finish off. We've pretty much done the lats. We've pretty much done the middle portion of traps. We're going to finish off with the upper traps now. And what I'm going to do is superset this with the opposing muscle groups as we've done before, because they're so far apart, it's easier to kind of replenish yourself and give yourself the energy as a part of this superset. And we're going to do that in the same sort of rep fashion as before with calves. All right, okay. I am doing a wrap up right here, guys. I'm not going to talk to you at the entrance because I've got to get right into a spin class right now that's starting in 3 minutes time. So just to quickly go through this superset, started off with shrugs. I used a Shrug machine. If you don't have one of those, use dumbbells. 30 reps was my failure point, and I immediately came to a standing calf. Any standing calf machine will do. 30 repetitions. Rested for 30 seconds. and went a little bit lighter, 20 repetitions. And then I used the same weight for 10 repetitions and then increased the weight after I had a couple of minutes rest to go back down. 10 repetitions, rest for 10 seconds, 20, rest for 20, finishing off with 30, and we are done for this week. The weekend, remember, it's active rest day. You still have your double 40 minutes of cardio to perform. Come back though tomorrow, because I'm going to give you some tips over the weekend and give you an insight on what I'll be up to, and I'll also be letting you know exactly what you're going to be doing with your nutrition as of next week, because we will be changing the calories slightly, or the grams of protein and the grams of carbohydrates in your diet, and then we will be increasing the cardio to 45 minutes twice a day. Isn't it lovely? I bet you can't wait to come back. All right, I got spin class. Wow, day 33's workout is done. And I just finished a spin class. On a whim, I saw a spin class about to start, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that because my body and brain is telling me not to. And I thought it'd be good to have that accountability of having an instructor there pushing you, especially at a time when you feel a little bit depleted and tired. And I tell you what, without sounding like a supplement sales guy, thank God for pre-caged and more so in-caged, because I don't know how I have the energy to carry on after a workout like that, especially mentally. But I just feel like I could keep going, and if you guys have taken those supplements, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, because I've had so much feedback from people saying the same. So when you're on a diet like this, which is calorie restricted, it's a godsend. You know, we're not dealing with cheap types of stimulants that kind of get you wired and a little bit of ADD and cracked out, and then you have a crash. You know, I like the sustained energy release that I get from it. And you know what? I've just completed that spin class after my workout, and I feel great. You know, I feel fine. I don't feel like I'm crashing. Not yet. So obviously, you know, just before I did it, I took my recaged, because it's nice and light. I know that I can assimilate it while I'm doing an intensive cardio session like that. I didn't go quite as intense as some of the others in the class, probably. I'm going to straighten you out here, because I still wanted to keep it aerobic, but I tell you what, my quads are pumped, because obviously we did have to stand quite a bit. So I am about to pull in for my cryotherapy and my back alignment and my PNF from Dr. Jason Watson here now, because I really want to start this weekend's off recovery as soon as humanly possible. So I am completely rested. My central nervous system is perfect. My muscles are perfect. My connective tissue is perfect. My adrenal glands are clean. Everything. So it feels like, you know, we're starting all over again with a complete refreshed piece of machinery. Okay, so I am here now at the cryotherapy. That's the outside chamber that he may put me in today. So I'm going to get this done so I can get back home for my conference call.